You can't be weak. Marion doesn't want to see her. She ain't got no money, and she don't want to talk about no insurance. But what does that have to do with Shiraka? See, you got two. Not a thing. Shiraka's agenda is to get in the house. Miss Marion's agenda is to keep her out. If you let her win, you got a problem. Now, here's my thought process. 2 days ago, Miss Marion just gave a Nigerian $14,000 out of her account. Because her great-great-great-great-granddaddy was some Nigerian king. There's $1 billion if she does that. And we can't get in the door. And I'm serious. These seniors are being tricked out of their money, and we can't get in the door to give them a product that they asked for that costs $40.
And they need.
Right.
And you know they need.
Right.
You know they need.
It's a problem. So you're going to ignore them. Anything she says, you overcome.
Okay.
I'm not interested. I bought something else. Did you buy the good kind? Oh no, did you buy the bad kind or the kind that don't pay? Did you buy the bad kind or the kind, write that down, the kind that don't pay? Okay, because there's some stuff like that. All right, now, here's what the problem is, guys. With these seniors, they're selling them accident-only policies over the phone and telling them it's full coverage. Full coverage.
Oh yeah.
They're selling it.
Yeah.
Okay? They're selling insurance that, I saw one weird policy that the prices kept going up, and then at age 66, it just went away.
Adjustable.
Well, yeah, right. It's worse than adjustable. I mean, it was a term policy. I've never seen anything like that. It was a term policy. And he's right. On the adjustable or universal life policies, they're selling the premium so low that it's just an overrated term policy.
Right. And now let's talk about the adjustables. What the adjustables like?
The biggest problem with the adjustable is underfunded. It's like a UL policy. All right, let's talk about this real quick, guys. This is important. And this is why we have to review the policies. Here's what I do. You have to review them.
Yeah.
You don't have an option. If you're not reviewing a policy, you're committing malpractice. All right, so I'm looking for words like adjustable whole life, universal whole life, IUL, flexible premium. I've seen flexible premium, universal life, adjustable, all in one category, all one policy. That's a bad situation, guys, because that policy is going to end. It's going to end. And it's going to end at the wrong time. Guys, real quick story. I had a story sale. Story sale. You got to tell the story. And if it's not you, you say, hey, I had a colleague. So this guy was 73 years old. He had bought a policy in 1983. This is in 2013. So he had the policy. Thank you, Mary. Y'all give me a round of applause. Had the policy for 30 years. Tony. Never borrowed against it. Never touched it. It was a universal life policy. So after 30 years, he got a letter saying, if you don't take this premium from, let's say, $125 a month to $400 a month, we're canceling you within 2 years. Now, let's do some Eau Claire math. $125 a month times 12 is $1,500 a year, right? Times 30 years is $45,000. The policy was only a $50,000 policy.
Wow.
Okay, boom. So what I'm saying to you, these insurance companies are not playing with these people. Transamerica, which is one of the companies we represent, they have a class action suit against them right now for selling policies like that.
Yep.
Right now. Class action suit. So I'm telling you, that's why you got to review the policies. You've got to review them. Now here's what I help people to help me review them. I'm going to say, Mr. Jason, and it's on our checklist, because of state law, I have to review your policy. And that's true. Because of replacement laws, if there's a possibility this person is going to replace this policy, you as a licensed agent must review it. Now here's the thing. If you don't let me review it, I say, okay, you don't have to, most people don't have it. Let's call the insurance company and find out what it is.
Yeah.
And if they won't let me call, I leave. I'm out. I'm gone. I'm not losing my license over no $200 commission. I'm out. Pack up. Huh?
When you call the company.
What are you asking? Yep. All right, so when I call, good question, Mary. When I'm calling the company, I'm asking a couple questions. First thing I'm going to ask is what type of policy it is. The second thing I'm going to ask, is there any possibility that the policy can be canceled, can end, or whatever? Any changes in the premiums? Okay? What type of policy I'm looking for, if they're not saying this is a whole life policy, now, not adjustable whole life, not flexible premium whole life, I'm going to ask them the name of the policy if I think they're being kind of coy with me. Okay? Now, what you get into, some of the insurance companies you call, they'll ask you to call the agent.
Yep.
So I'll ask him, so you're telling me this person right here who has questions on her policy or his policy cannot ask the insurance. I'm recording the conversation, ma'am. I want to make sure I understand it before I call the insurance department. That you will not release any information over the phone to a person that just verified who they are. What do you need, sir? They're taught not to release it.
Yes.
Right.
They're taught not to do that. And they get in trouble. So you bring up the insurance department. And then if they won't do it, you call the insurance department. And say, hey, listen, I'm sitting here with Mr. Jones. We called the insurance company. They're taking premiums out. And he wanted us to have some questions. They told him he had to try to find his agent. I have the right to know what's going on with my policy. Okay? So, Mary, in addition to that, I'll ask, let's say it is a flexible premium, adjustable, universal life policy. I'll ask for a current illustration. Y'all write that down. Current illustration to be sent to the client. Out to age 100. Okay? Now, most of those things won't last until age 80, 75, 65. My daddy, I wrote a policy on my daddy, and it was an adjustable whole life. I didn't know. Okay, this was back in 1996. He never borrowed against it. We called the insurance company 2 years ago, and they said if he doesn't make any increases premiums, the policy will end in 2 years.
Wow.
I told my daddy I made a mistake. I should not have gotten you that policy. You got $5,300 in cash value. Cash it in.
So they can pull out the cash value?
Yeah, you can cancel it. Not pull it. You just cancel it. Surrender.
Now, with those illustrations, if they do have a little illustration, what is
Oh,
it
sir.
that I'm sorry.
Yeah. You can surrender the policy. Okay? So here's the problem you had. Now, you don't do that for every client. Now, this is my daddy. I wouldn't have done it for his daddy. I wouldn't tell him to do that. But I wrote that policy. I wrote a bad policy. And I knew that he had enough insurance to, that policy that he had $50,000, I'd already put another $400,000 on. So what happens there, you don't advise people to do that. But because he was my daddy, I could advise him to do it. Okay? But here's the deal. You can explain to the client, now, Mr. Burns, what you heard what they said. If you don't make any adjustments in the premium, and I had them send my daddy an illustration. And I waited till he got the illustration in to go over it with it. Okay? And show him what was going to happen. Now I'm going to tell you, he said cancel it. I didn't tell him cancel it. He said, oh, I'm going to cancel that. He said, it's going to end in 2 years? Yes, sir. Right on that piece of paper said 2 years. I want that. He said, that cash value is mine? I said, yes, sir. We surrendered. Okay? But you can't, in good time, here's the problem I got. What if that person you did that person died in 6 months?
Right.
You get yourself in trouble. So you cannot advise a person that to do that. But I can do that because that was my father and I was policy. I'm okay. I'm not going to sue anybody. Okay, my
My
brother.
question is,
Yeah.
if the customer found out they're in something
that type
that's
of-
going in, and they want to know, well, am I going to lose all my money? If they
The answer is yes.
tell them yes.
Yes. Because here's what the insurance company does now with cash value. The cash value is not guaranteed.
Okay.
So if I'm in that type of policy, what they'll do, Monica, they'll drain the cash value back out.
You see that too.
Yep. You'll see it, when you see that illustration, it shows every year where the cash value gets smaller and smaller until it goes to zero, and once you have zero cash value, you have zero coverage. Those zeros work together. So I show it to them on a piece of
Nothing
paper.
from nothing leaves nothing.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, but be very careful with that, okay? Be very careful with that. All right, but we need to review these policies now. Things like, if you don't know what you're looking at, Shiraka knows what she's looking at. I know what I'm looking at. What you do, you take a snapshot. Yeah, send it to me. I'll look at it and give you my opinion on what I see. Okay? And you know, and let me share something with you. You don't ask a client, can you take a picture of it?
Oh, no.
Mr. Matt, listen, man, I need to
It's
send this to my
already
boss real quick and just take pictures. They're
Yeah.
not going to tell you no.
No.
If you ask them, they're going to tell you no. But if I tell them I have to send it, and people appreciate that. I need to send this to Dr. Burns. Let him look at this. I see something, the word don't look good to me. Let's just see what they look at. Now, you don't call them dumb, stupid, or anything like that because you find out they have an accident-only policy and they thought it was full coverage.
And Louis, as a matter of fact, I kind of congratulate.
Oh, yeah. Great job.
Good job, because at least
They
they
got
tried to do
something.
Something, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because most people,
Don't have
Right.
that.
Well, and here's my concern too. If I come up to you and you have no insurance and you're 75 years old, I don't know if I want you as a client. You know how many funerals you've been to? And you got no coverage? Are you crazy? That's not a good... See, you guys get excited when people don't have coverage. I don't. People that have insurance buy other insurance. Y'all think the opposite of what I do. Oh, they got coverage. They got to go. Oh, you got coverage? Oh, man, you want to have some more? Oh, they've had this policy for 40 years. What is that telling me? They haven't upgraded their insurance in 40 years. You know what all has changed in 40 years
Yes.
ago? You guys got to hear what they're saying. Well, they just bought 2 years ago, or they bought 6 months ago, and it's a delayed benefit, modified. Oh, you think I can't sell that and legacy together? I'll get rid of, like Colonial Penn, all of Colonial Penn's business is modified. I will place the fire out of that with no hesitation. Every Colonial Penn policy you're going to run into, especially bought on TV, is a modified policy. Anything they buy with TV, anything that says guarantee issue. Guys, me and Mike was in Atlanta last night, and Mike's channel surfing. We're barely watching the TV, but he was channel surfing looking for an NFL game. And there was, how many channels had about life insurance?
There was an entire show that was like 30 minutes, all about some guaranteed issues.
Guarantee issue life insurance in Atlanta. A whole show. I mean, not just a show, a whole station.
Yeah.
Wow.
The whole station, all day long playing that. Guarantee issue, if you see anything that says guarantee issue, that means waiting period. That's key word. Guarantee issue, no health questions.
That's critical.
Yep, no health questions. That's guarantee issue. All right, so that means either a 2 to 3 year waiting period.
I just saw one with a 5-year waiting period.
I can believe it. It can be whatever they want.
I never heard of that.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Right, so it can be whatever they want, guys. So that's why we got to investigate the policy.
Yes.
Matt talks about that a lot. He changed his whole salesmanship once he started looking at the policies. And guys, I'm not asking you, Jason. I'm letting you know by law. I have to review the policy. Now, here's what's going to happen now. This is really important. They're going to bring a policy. Yeah, look here, smarty pants. Here's my policy right here.
I told you.
Right. And that policy has been canceled for 5 years.
It's happening again.
They knew it. So here's what I do. Not only do I look at the policy, I trick them. You know, also, Ms. Tammy, I got to call the insurance company because they've been canceling policies every day, not showing claims. Hold up, wait a minute. Oh, no. Now here's another way you know whether the policy is enforced. Check the bank statements.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
If it's not showing up on the bank statement, they can't show you a money order. Now people are smart. I pay by money order. See what happened was, and you know that if they're paying by money orders, they're keeping those money orders for verification of payments.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, once again, you can't do all this stuff unless they trust you and they like you.
Yeah.
And on the front end, making that friend, building that relationship. I'm telling you guys, my clients, when I go see them, you would think that we're family on the first appointment. You got to learn that. That's the biggest trick to this business, is learning that. Some of you guys are so hurried, get there, I want to sit down and share this. Hey, no, go back. I don't know you. And I don't trust you.
Right.
You got to build that trust. If they won't let you see the insurance policy, they don't trust you. And they start saying this ain't none of your business. Oh, you in trouble. You in trouble.
You might as well
They ain't buying nothing.
Stop.
You need to stop. Seriously.
And just start all
Start
over.
over.
Building a friend.
Building a friend. If they start telling you that's none of your business,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna make no sale. I'm telling you. You need to build that friend back again. So that's really important on the front end. I don't care. Here's the deal. I've actually been in an appointment for an hour building that relationship because that person didn't trust nobody. We went so far I had to rebook the appointment because I had another appointment. I don't care how long it takes you to build that friend, if it takes you an hour, if it takes you a week. Here's what I'm asking you guys. Put yourself in their shoes. I just met you. I come to your house. I ask you for your date of birth, social security number, banking information, mother's maiden name, and you don't know me. How many of you guys would sign up? Nobody in this room. So why do you expect the people on the opposite side of the table just to give you all their information so freely? What makes you better or different than them? Think about it. So you got to put yourself in the shoes. Now what Sharaka does, she'll cover that all up front. Here's what you do to fix that. You have your insurance license, y'all write this down, you have your insurance license and your driver's license. You have copies of both. Copies of both. Here's what crooks don't do. Give them their insurance license and driver's license. And you tell them that. Mr. Leon, sir, I'm going to tell you, I understand there's going to be a trust factor. Here's a copy of my driver's license and my insurance license if you need to keep it. Crooks don't do that. Okay? And then you go in, now some organizations play up on them being federally background checked, state license, fingerprinted, they play on that. Because people don't know that what we go through in order to get a license. They don't understand that. And every 2 years, we have to go through continuing education. And let me share some with you guys too. Sharaka hates when I say this. The insurance department has arresting powers.
Amen.
Let me tell y'all that. Y'all do something funky, you can be arrested. Okay? They have badges, they have guns, and they have handcuffs. Right?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. I'll let y'all read between all of that. Exactly. He has never been arrested, but he has been investigated. He's been in business 20 years. Here's the deal. If somebody files a complaint on you, whether it's frivolous, fruitless, whatever, they're going to investigate.
Yes, sir.
They got nothing to do at all. Remember, they're just sitting around waiting. All right. So, and even if they don't find Mark, even if they find out what I accused you of doing was false, well, since we're here, we might as well look at all your records,
Yep.
everything you got, because they're trying to find something, because they're trying to generate that money.
Right.
That's fine. Not just that. That's fine.
Big one.
A big fine, real big, right, Rob?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And you got no other choice but to pay it, or you lose your license.
That's it.
It's like saying, all right, we got you on this felony, but we're just going to give you a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
They're going to get something out of the
That's
deal.
what they did.
Right, attorney? Exactly. I know you're not you. Your clients. Don't your clients. Man, they got your record, man. They got fingerprints. They got everything. You better take this deal they give you. And that's how the insurance department will do.
Yes, sir.
So keep your nose clean. And guys, let me share one thing too. This happened with Shiraka. Not her personally, but one of her downline. Had a client that the agent was texting stuff that was crazy. The client took the text and sent it to Single Life.
Oh, my goodness.
Forwarded the text. People are recording you, and people will send you a text. You better be very careful about what you're saying. And these people aren't your friends.
Yes.
All right, so let me, real quick story, and I'm going to let Shiraka continue on. All right, in order for me to get my premium back, let's say I pay a premium and I'm mad. You know, I don't want the insurance. I can't get my premium back. You understand, right?
Right.
If it went through my account, only way I get my premium back if I can say that you committed fraud. And people will lie and say you committed fraud. I didn't tell Tony to draft my account. I told Tony I had HIV. I told Tony this and the third. To get $35 that will ruin your life, to get $35 back. Be very careful. Okay? And you don't, I kick that over?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, good. I'll kick some over. But what I'm saying to you, I'm not trying to Shiraka gets mad. I'm not trying to put fear in you. You have a professional license.
Yes.
Remember that. Now, your professional license means that you become a millionaire. Do the right things, stick and stay, always hope.
And I said, you know what? I'm gonna work from sun up to sundown, all day, all night long. And that's what I did. And I got me a car. And when I got that car, I told the
It was
Lord,
on.
if I get me a car, that's right, it's on.
I started with no car.
Yeah, and so when I got that car, you know, because
I
I
didn't
was
care.
so determined,
Yeah, me too.
you know, to get out of that situation. You see what I'm saying? And I just went to work and I just didn't let up.
And guys,
All
when
right,
you,
hey,
have,
Rob, I'm sorry, go ahead, Louis.
when you have your mind made up that you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it.
Close.
See, that's the thing about it.
Yep. Okay.
Let's get some-
All right, so then we covered getting in the door. So just be sure, guys, that like I said, you know, you're relentless with getting in the door. You don't let up. You know, you gotta cross over that threshold. Okay. So now, anybody have any? Because we're gonna talk about closing.
No, what we're going to do, we're not
So-
going to answer any questions, because here's what the problem is. We have the 10 steps in between
Right.
getting in the door and the closing. The problem is getting in the door and closing. So let's focus in on closing.
Okay.
Let's focus in on that. So let's get somebody up here, let's role play.
Okay.
I'll role play with you.
All right. Come
Let's
on.
do it. All right, we're going to come back to good. You get a chair here. All right, guys, we are recording. We're doing a lot of stuff, but you want to take some notes. All right, here's the scenario. All right, that's fine. I'm a 78-year-old
Okay.
guy. I got about $2,500 in coverage on me. She's made a friend already. I kind of like her. She's cute. I'm flirtatious. I'm thinking that if I buy some insurance, she's gonna date me. Now that's on my mind. Okay, remember that. And listen, if he wants to take that share, let him take it.
Whatever works.
That's right. Whatever, by any
Any means
means necessary. Exactly.
Okay, guys. So, does anyone have a pitch pad? Yeah. Okay.
So guys, what I'm saying to you, the closing is, and now here's what you want to do now. Let me help you out. What Shiraka does is that she overcomes most of the objections in the presentation.
Okay.
Money, I know you're going to want to think about it and pray about it. She overcomes all this stuff. And what she has a good thing of doing is telling people, we're going to take care of this today. See, you guys ask questions that now, Mr. Matt, when do you want to do this insurance? Never. You never ask that question. He wants to do it never. Because you got to take that money. You go ahead and turn it around. Mr. Matt, you do want to do this today, right? You want to take care of that situation today, right? Because you don't want to be like your brother that didn't have insurance, right? Exactly. You don't want to embarrass your children, right? Exactly. Close him. Okay, close him. All right.
Okay. So we.
Be tough now. He'll be married.
Okay, so we're at the very end, and I've done my flip chart. I do the flip chart. You know,
Absolutely.
You do your flip chart.
Let's talk about that. If you're not doing a flip chart presentation, you're a loser. You're going to lose. You're going to lose. You got to do it. That flip chart is not for you. I have agents that says, I'll just remember the flip chart and read it. You can't. It's for the client.
No, it's for them.
It's for them.
They like it.
Yeah, and they don't like iPads and pad eyes and book face and tweeting out. You got to just talk regularly. Let me tell you something too now. Lewis was talking to an agent or a client, and the client says, "You too smart for this." That's what he told him. You saying too big of words. Be careful with your words. If they say, and always if you ask for something to drink, even if they don't offer it, don't drink it. If you see the roaches on the wall, you ain't got to drink it. But here's what happens. People only give stuff to their friends and people they like. So if I'm sitting like this, and you want me to stop sitting like this, ask me for something to drink. I got to put my hands down. And because I gave you something to drink, now you're a friend. Remember that, guys. Little salesmanship. What's up, Ed? How you doing? All right.
Okay, so here we go. So we've done the full presentation, the flip chart, and so the last thing I went over was about the prices. And that's the end of the presentation. Go over about the prices. Okay, Mr. Lewis. So now, I'm gonna go over with you again how we're gonna get you set up in this program today and all the benefits
Now, for a
that comes
second.
along.
Did you hear what she said? I'm going to go over again how we're going to get you set up when?
Today.
That's a close.
Yes.
If I don't object, it's a close.
That's right.
Okay, go ahead. All right.
So now, one great thing about this program and how it's going to help, you and your family, and your daughter when this time comes, since she's going to be, taking care of this for you, is that with this company is a real quick turnaround time when she fill out the claim paperwork. Okay. So we pay it because we want, the company is going to be there, for your family when they need them the most. So it's a 24 to 48 hour turnaround time. Mm-hmm. Okay. The money can be directly deposited to your daughter's bank account. Okay.
And let me correct you. Right now, it's a 1 hour turnaround time.
Woo woo.
No other company in the industry is experiencing that. They can actually take the claim down to Collinsville, Georgia, drop it off, go to lunch, and there will be a check waiting at the front desk when they come back.
That's the selling point.
That's a selling point, especially for you Georgia folks.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
And
So-
that came out of the CEO's mouth. That's not Lewis saying. That's what Dale Powell told me last time I saw him.
Because many times, you get family come in from out of town, and there's a lot of expenses that your family's gonna that come up even before the funeral even take place.
That's true.
So then, therefore, this is gonna give your daughter a little bit of extra money, to have during this time.
Right.
Okay. So now with this plan that we're gonna get you in now, so it's whole life insurance. Okay. So what that means is that it builds cash value. Okay. So if you ever need to tap into it, something come up. Let me tell you, I had a client that I helped set up with one of these programs, and they called a couple years ago, and I talked to him a couple months ago, and he had some car repairs.
Right.
Okay, and he said, Sharaka, I need a couple $100s. So we got the insurance company on the phone. He needed $600. He had it in his cash value. They mailed him out a check.
Wow.
Okay, so you're gonna get that same benefit as well. Okay, because sometimes in life things do come up. We have emergencies. Now with this plan, congratulations. Okay, you qualify for first day coverage.
Oh, great.
So what that means to you, Mr. Burns, is that we're going to go ahead and insure your insurability today. Because you qualify for this plan, right now. We can get you in it right now. So we're going to go ahead on and get it set up for you today.
Now, what
Okay,
if I wanted to wait, though?
well, see, you don't want to wait.
Why not?
Because, see, you qualify for it right now.
Right.
And have you ever seen anybody where, they were fine 1 minute, and the night they had a heart attack?
Yeah.
Or a stroke?
I have no brother.
Yeah, so, that's why we're going to go ahead with this now, because we don't want it to happen to you.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go ahead and see what they call is insure your insurability, because you're insurable now.
Right.
And see, oftentimes, you know, if something happened, you have that heart attack, you have that stroke, you know, your insurability changes. The insurance company is gonna look at that a little bit different.
Right.
Okay? So we're gonna prevent that from happening to you today, okay? So, no, I don't think so. So then also now, the plan that we choose for you today is gonna be locked in.
Guys, now here's what she's doing. Now she's reading this. You don't have to memorize this. This is not a contest on see who can remember the most. She's going through a list of things, and this is that you have access to this. And so to let you stay on point, so you're just not rambling. Okay?
Okay.
Fine, go ahead.
So now,
You say about no-
so that the plan that we get set up for you today is going to be locked in.
Okay.
It's going to be guaranteed, and it will always stay the same. Now, the only way, you know, Mr. Burns, this can change. If you call me later on down the road and say, Shiraka, I want to add some more to it, then that's the only way that's going to change.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's going to stay the same.
All right.
In which I do have people, you know, that call me later on and add more to it.
She's just planting a seed for a future sale. Just planting a seed for a future sale, guys. This you gotta listen. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So now, also, your benefit amount does not decrease. So what that means is that the coverage is going to always stay the same. So no matter what happens down the road, you know, your benefit will always stay the same. Now, the rates and everything are very manageable. It's going to fit your budget,
Right.
okay? Because we want to get something that you're going to be able to keep and something that's going to work for you just fine, so we don't, you know, upset your budget.
And one thing, guys, as you go through this thing, take your time.
Yes.
You're trying to close this thing. You're trying to cover everything, every objection, all the benefits. You're trying to close them. Some of you guys are trying to rush through this thing, and these people are not ready. So she's going over the highlights of the program. Okay, it's really important. One thing that's important to me, guys, when I'm sitting down with you, I ain't trying to make no one sale. I'm trying to make 20 sales because I want you to refer 20 of your friends to me. I'll give you a real quick example. Me and Mike went to a person's house, and we did a presentation. I told him about referrals, and the lady called me the other day and said, hey, I just talked to my neighbor across the street. She ready to buy. She sold a policy for me.
Wow.
Your clients will be selling your policies for you, and all you got to do is go there and say, hey, Miss Jones, sit me over here. Say you want some insurance. You can just, ain't no legacy insurance now. Just give them those. She's already sold them for you. That's what you guys got to stop doing. Mike, I was telling about Miss Casey. Miss Casey, you know, I tell you, she went next door and told that lady she needed to buy some insurance. And boom. And boom. All right, let's go.
Okay. So now, you know, sometimes, you know, the older we get, our health tends to change.
Yep.
It's just something that, you know, we
Whole
see
life.
happening because
Whole
it's our
life.
life, yeah.
Yep.
So, you know, I hope, you know, and pray everything stays the same health-wise, you know, with you as well as myself. But God forbid, if you did have a change in health, you don't have to worry about your policy or anything being affected by it. Everything's going to always stay the same. It's going to be protected, and it can't be canceled because of change in your health and age. Because sometimes you see some of the stuff on TV,
Right.
you know, it looks good and whatnot, but, you know, it's not always good for you, okay? This is a program that's solid that we're going to put you in, and something ever changes with you, you never have to worry about, you know, your insurance changing or messing up, okay? It's going to be permanent protection. Okay, now you can choose your own payment date.
Good.
The insurance company lets you do that. And we'll talk about, because I know you can get paid around the first of the month, but we'll talk about our payment options and things like that. We're going to get you set up on a date that's going to be, you know, in line with when you get paid. Okay, so it's no physical exam required. So you don't have to worry about, you know, doing a medical exam. You know, I don't have a cup you got to, you know, pee in. I don't have to take a urine analysis or anything like that. Okay, so you don't have to worry about doing any of that stuff. Okay, so what you're approved for today is what you're approved for.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about that changing either. Okay, so now also you get the benefit of accidental death insurance. You know, God forbid, but if something were to happen to you as a result of an accident, then it's gonna
My brother fell down and got killed in the shower.
really.
Yeah.
It was an accident.
Accident, yeah. He was in the shower. Lost his balance.
What happened?
Lost his balance, hit the back of his head.
Oh my goodness. So if something like that were to happen, then it's going to double.
Okay.
Double the face value. So I'll show you an example of what that means here in just a moment. So now what we're going to do here today, Mr. Burns, we're going to eliminate the financial burdens that's associated with death. And we're going to go ahead and get this plan set up for you today so that you can have a peace of mind knowing that it's taken care of and you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Great.
Okay?
I'm excited.
Me too. Yes, sir. So now what I've already did for you is wrote down 3 plans that you qualify for today. Now we can start here, but we can go higher or we can go lower, okay? Well, this is where we're gonna start at right now. What I wrote down for you is 3, 5, and 7, okay? And then this right here shows you how it doubles. Okay, this is the accident part we talked about.
Right.
So if something happens as a result of an accident, you're gonna get this amount right here.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
And so now, I want you to look at these and just let me know, which one of those fits your budget on a monthly basis.
Can I do more than that?
Yes, sir. Now, does the 117, you feel comfortable with 117 every month?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And now what you want to do is start talking, you're going to start bragging. Tell you how much money they got coming in.
Okay.
Well, my social security is $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
My retirement is $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of got some side stuff, kind of hustle some cans.
And how much you normally make after doing all that?
Selling stuff to people, about $1,000. But I don't report that to my house.
Now, what kind of stuff you be selling?
All kinds of stuff.
Like what? I might want to get
I'll
something.
pick up junk
Uh-huh.
and like clean it up
Uh-huh.
and then take it over to the rich neighborhood or something.
Oh, okay. And you,
Don't tell that.
I won't tell nobody. Now, unless you want to sell some of it.
It's all sold out.
So how often you normally sell that kind of stuff?
Probably almost every day. It's a little hustle.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that sounds pretty good. So now, with that being said, here, now let me just
Now
take
listen, all of a sudden, my what I can afford has tripled. She's going 30,000 now. But guys, up front, here's the deal. Up front, I want to know all this up front as we communicate. You want them to brag. Let me tell y'all a real quick story. And I love, and Ben knows I love picking on attorneys. I got a friend of mine, she's an attorney here in town. She will let you come to her office and sit there and talk to her and let you brag about how much money you got in the bank, how much money you make, and once you finish, then she sets her feet.
Smart lady.
Hey, smart lady. She rich. Stays in an $800,000 house. Okay? And so you gotta listen. So if I just told her I got $5,000 in income coming in, and none of it really is taxable to me. Okay? So with us, you shouldn't be any more than 5 to 7% of their monthly income. So she should be somewhere near $200, and because I need it. She's not selling me something that I'm not going to use.
Right.
My family, here's the deal. When I close my eyes, if it's tomorrow, and she wrote $20,000, my family is not going to complain. My family might ask her, why did you sell him more? More now, not more. More. Okay? So you got to understand that. Now, don't sell a $200 policy to somebody on a $1,000 fixed income. Don't do that.
No.
You stole their money. 5 to 7%. Now, I will go a little bit higher if there's no housing.
Right.
Okay? I meet you and your house is paid for. And then what you got to do, guys, you ask them, well, Mr. Matt, let me ask you a question, sir. Nice house like this, how much do you pay? He's going to start bragging. My house paid off. I ask about the cars. Man, that nice Mercedes, what's your payment on that, man? I want to give you one of those. That's paid off too, boy. So guess what I know? This man might can afford $1,000 a month. He don't have a house payment or a car payment, and then he tells me what he makes. All right, guys, real quickly, I got a guy that he told me what he made. I showed him 3 quotes, and the highest one was $423 a month. He took it. He was a pastor of a church, making $50,000, $60,000. He had state retirement and Social Security coming in. And he needed the coverage for his wife. His wife was 10 years younger than he was. See, I'm not out here pimping no $2,000 and $3,000 and $45,000 policy. I'm out here making sure that when they die, their family has an economic benefit to them.
Right.
Period. Go ahead, Gerard.
Okay. So now,
Okay. I can do
you
that.
can do that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we can go ahead on and get you started with that. And now you have a middle initial?
I do.
Okay.
D.
Okay. And I
For
just,
Doug.
okay, all right. Hey, Doug, does anybody call you that?
Yeah, I'll let you probably do that.
Bye.
Tonight.
What'd you say if you wanted to think about it? What
All right, let's talk about it. We're going to cover some objections. Here's the thing about it. If I've done everything I'm supposed to do, guess what? There are none. There are no objections.
No.
All right, so we're going to talk about that now. See, here, and Mike, I'm going to help you out because we're recording this and want to show it. See, you guys are under the impression there are going to be some objections. I'm under the impression there's not going to be any objections because I've covered everything that they could possibly object to. She's already told me 15 times we're gonna do this today.
Today.
And I never objected to today.
No.
If I couldn't do it today, Mike, that's what I would say. Can't do it today. And then we cover that. Now I'm gonna ask you, Mr. Matt, why wouldn't you want to be covered today? Let's talk about that.
Why you help?
Right. I don't want to do this today.
You don't? Okay, now Mr. Burns, now tell me why you don't want to do this today.
You know, I don't have any money really in my bank. You know, listen to what I'm saying.
Liar, liar.
Right, exactly. I don't have any money really in my bank. I got $4,000.
Keep on going.
Yeah, I got $4,000 in my pocket.
So now you don't. So how much you got in your account? We
Probably.
can call and
Oh no, you
find
can
out.
call like today.
Okay.
Probably about $2.
Okay.
I don't
All right.
leave my money in the bank.
You know what? I understand because I wouldn't leave mine in there either.
Right.
So how much you got in your wallet?
The police. I got a good little bit.
You got a little
yeah,
bit.
You know, kind of
Do you have at least that amount in there?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we can do then, we can just go ahead on and take this to the bank. Now, me and you can go, or I can take, you know, we can get this in the bank account today.
Well, let me ask you a question. Why can't I just wait till the 3rd?
You gonna be here on the 3rd?
All right.
That's what you gotta
That's
say.
a good one.
You gotta say that.
How you
Well,
know?
I'm 75 years old. What do you think?
It's a good chance you might not be.
Boom. Be bold. Because a lot of people are going to die between now and the 3rd that waited on the 3rd.
Amen.
We've had clients that do that all the time.
Yeah.
Don't be scared.
But they end up in the hospital.
Exactly. Or in the hospital.
Before
You know,
they get back.
you know, Sharaki, if I can put it off to the 3rd, then, you know, I don't have to use like my stash.
Right, you know what? I understand. Because you know what? And I know, you know, this is something you've been thinking about a while, and it's something you've been putting off a while.
I'm going to tell you,
And
I ain't want to be like my brother.
and I know, let me.
I'm sorry.
And so I know you're probably saying, what's a couple more weeks to put it off a couple more weeks. But you know what? You know, I'm here today, and the Lord sent me by here today. You know, because we don't know what's going to happen and when. So what we need to do, while you still living and, you know, you can qualify for this plan right now, you know, it's probably in your best interest, sir, that we go ahead and get this set up today. Because, see, you know, I know people that's done waited, you know, what happened with your brother. You
So
know
you
what?
think that's best?
I think that's best, you know, because if we just don't know how much time we have left, and we don't want to keep waiting and put things off and putting them off. You know what I'm saying? Because if something happened between now and then, you know, that would just bother me so bad, you know. So let's just at least go ahead and get this started now, you know, because you don't thought about it long enough and you don't waited long enough. We don't know how much time you got left, and we don't know what's gonna happen between now and the 3rd of the month.
Well, I like to talk to my other brother who's not dead about this.
Okay. All right. So now, does your brother, is he gonna pay for some of this?
No, he didn't have any money.
Okay. So now, what you gonna talk to him about?
It's kind of counseling. He's my older brother. You know, I'm trying to learn some things by him. Kind of lend him some money too. And he still owes me some money, but you know, he's kind of like the older brother.
Okay.
Wasn't the smart one in the family, but he broke.
You know what? I understand. I know how that is also, and you know, it's a lot of decisions. I run by my brother as well. But now, if something happens to you, would your brother be in a financial position to pay this amount to the funeral home?
No.
Okay. So we don't need to talk to your brother. That's what your brother can do. Pay for it. There's nothing to talk about. We need to go ahead and get this started because your brother wouldn't be able to.
You know, I like to shop around a little bit. You know, I don't know you. You know, that person. I like to shop around. I don't like making decisions, you know, like same day. Can you come back in a couple of weeks let me shop around?
I can't do that.
Boom. Be bold. Frank Becher said he would be chasing after the second interview, and he was telling, you know, same type thing. He wouldn't close.
And what I would say is, I would just say no. It can't do it. I wouldn't try to. I would say no. You know,
Let me respond on why.
on why. Don't go and try to explain your no.
Right.
Just say no.
Right. Why not?
The company send me all over the place.
There you
So next couple more weeks, I may be out of state working, and you may not be here, Mr.
Go ahead and
Burns.
kill me again.
You know, so I don't know why you keep thinking that you. I mean, you know.
But that's a lot of money, though. I know I said I'm okay with it.
Okay, so how about we do this? Let's cut it in half, and let's get started with this one right now today.
Boom.
Okay, then what we can do is come back in a couple of months. Let's get this worked into your budget, see how that's going for you, And then in about 3 months, we can come back by and add a little bit more to it. How about that?
Sounds good.
Let's go ahead and do that right now.
Boom. Salt it down, guys. If they start whining about the price, just cut it in half. Because we can come back in 2 or 3 months, and I want that policy to stay on the books. Now, one of the things that you got to say is, Mr. Burns, and I think she said it, no matter what, you can afford this amount right here. No matter what. All right, now, if I hesitate, cut it. Cut it. Okay, because we're I know we're trying to always max out on the commission and get the maximum amount, and we broke, and
And
we need a rent
we in there, we already in there thinking about how much our commission is.
Don't do it.
Don't do it, guys. Don't do it.
Because nowhere I smelled that she needed this money. She told me point blank she ain't coming back next time.
Right.
If she was desperate for money, she wouldn't tell me that.
No.
So you gotta, even if you are desperate for money, you gotta make them think that you're not,
Right.
and they'll buy from you. Let me share something with you guys real quick as we wrap up. My clients called me, Tony, and apologized for calling me. Mr. Burns, I know you're busy, but I really need you to come out and write this insurance policy. People want to do business with busy people. You cannot be too thirsty. Marion, if you meet somebody on the street today, you can't try to get with them tomorrow. You tell them, I am so busy for the next few days. Even if you got nothing to do, like you are busy. But even if you ain't got nobody to see, you tell them that. Now, I'm going to say, man, that's great. Okay, fine. When can you, I'm going to now turn it around. When can you meet with me? I probably can't get to you until Wednesday at 6. Well, I got a Bible study. Can we do it at 4:30? Yeah, I think I can squeeze you in at 4:30. Always be busy.
Let me check and
Let me
see
check.
if I can squeeze you in.
Let me check, and let me
And
share
then too,
something.
somebody like that, you don't want to put them in the prime time of your day. You want to put them at the end of the day.
Right.
Because it's somebody you already,
All right, pretty much sold.
yeah.
Yeah. The other thing too, guys, is that you got to remember, don't let anybody control your schedule.
Right.
One thing that's important, if I got to choose between training, Anna Marie, if you told me, Louis, the only day I can meet you is 10 o'clock next Saturday, and if you can't meet with me 10 o'clock next Saturday, I can't meet with you for the rest of my life, I'll say bye. I'm not meeting with you. I have people right now, it never works out. They don't come to training, I got an appointment, did you make the sale? No.
Amen.
Amen, right?
And usually they never make
They never make it, yeah.
You have match.
Right.
3 times.
Right. I'm telling you, just
It
something
is
about it.
something about it.
See, one of the things is that you can't be desperate, even when you're desperate for money, you cannot be desperate for money.
Yeah, they should.
You can't show it. You know, I mean, my son told me earlier, you say your shoes untied. I said, I do that. My shirt, sometimes you know, because I put my shirt in my underwear instead of my okay? And it ain't funny. A lot of times, my zipper be down there. If that zipper's out, y'all let me know. Okay, I ain't that type of party. Okay? But you know, I know people say, well, you got to be dressed for success and all this other BS. That's what it is. People see your heart. They see who you are. Yeah, and my daddy, we have a good friend of ours, Dale. Dale dressed up in a 4-piece suit, rings on every finger. My daddy calls him Mr. Slick.
He does.
And that's what you would
That's
see
how
in
you
a person,
appear.
right? My daddy's 70 years old. He said, that's Mr. Slick. My daddy would never buy a policy from him. Not Mr. Slick. Come in, don't be overdressed. Relax a little bit.
And Louis, as a matter of fact, what I recommend doing is, and I want to show you how to solidify the sale real quick.
Yep.
You know, get you a shirt. You know, they're on the agent store, and we're actually
And we're gonna get, let's get
ordering it now.
the agency.
You know,
Let's get some
and
legacy
so,
shirts. Legacy shirts, yeah.
I got to order it now. So this is how I would solidify the sale. Okay, so I would say, you know, Mr. Lewis, okay, I would say now, are you completely satisfied with what we did today?
You want to write this down if you can. Are you completely satisfied? And if I hesitate, well, cut the price.
Okay. And now,
Cut.
now, Mr. Lewis, now tell me what do we set up for you today? Because I want you to be able to know what you got.
I think you set up my funeral plan, and my burial something, right? Legacy Assurance going to pay for some stuff and all kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. So Legacy Assurance, you got that the Legacy Assurance membership. They're gonna price shop. What you're gonna see, they're gonna price shop, negotiate. You get the merchandise, and what I'm gonna do also is talk to your daughter about it, so that I can be sure that she fully understands what to do and how the program works.
Go ahead, Mike.
Now, I had a policy that had to be rewritten because he didn't tell me about all the medicine. Whatever the medicine that seemed like told me it was not in his medicine time. So I had to go back to rewrite it. So
Right.
when I went back to rewrite it, I called them and told them that I had to come back. It was a glitch in the system, and everything went out my phone. So I had to come back and do this over or whatever. And so when I went back, I know I had to do modified
Right.
because he was standing, I know it'd be high. So when I came back, he said, well, that's different. I said, well, Mr. Griffin, when we came to this system, like I told you, the prices changed. That's what we got to do right now, things change.
Right.
So he still let me do it because
Right.
I had already told him that I want to make sure it was that
Yeah.
good to do like that if I have to rewrite or whatever.
Yeah.
But I had already wrote the medicine down that Senior Life told me, and I just add that to the rest of whatever he said because they told me that's what had to
Guys,
be.
here's the deal. People, two things that, there's nothing Monica could do. People will lie. People will flat out lie to you about what their conditions are. We had a client one time, Larry wrote a policy on him. He was dead while the policy was in underwrite. He died in 3 days. And so we found, hey John, we found out that he was suffering from cancer. Now his wife said he didn't have cancer before we wrote the policy. Found out he had cancer last 7 or 8 months. So I don't worry about that. Here, now let me give you some advice though. I wouldn't give him the same coverage he requested if it went from standard to modified.
Right.
I would take the premium that he agreed upon and reduce the coverage. See what I'm saying? And let him increase the price up.
Oh, okay.
So let's say that 10,000 standard costs $50, but 7,000 is 7,000 for modified. I'm going to show him the 7. I'm going to keep it at the same $50. So that's what he agreed to. Now he gets to decide whatever he wants. I'm still going to put 3 quotes in front of him. And if he wants to go to 70, he can afford to go to 70, we're going to go to 70. But I'm going to start off with that 50 that he agreed to.
But what I did was I said, what you had agreed to for this amount. Now we can go down if that what you
So you
want.
did do the same amount?
I did
Base
do-
amount or the premium amount?
I did the premium amount, the same that he chose from the beginning.
Okay.
The premium amount.
All right,
But it was
great.
$10 more
For
than
the,
what
and he was okay with that?
and what he wanted at first.
Yeah.
When I told him he had said at first, I said, now we can go down from this.
Right.
And stay in the $50 range.
Right.
But your face value is gonna be less.
All right, so hold on a second now, a couple things. All right, what I'm saying to you, you didn't do anything wrong, but this is the right way to do it.
Okay.
Go in with the $50. Don't go in with the 60.
Okay.
All right, go in with the premium amount. And let him know he could increase it if he wants to, but once again, remember, he's already agreed at that 50.
Okay.
And even though $10 don't seem like a lot, but if you're on a fixed income, it's a whole lot. Okay?
Well, when we come to that, when I first
Go ahead.
did that, and we did everything, and all he told me about was the Social Security amount. But then he had to show me the bank statement.
And you saw
And when
something
I
else.
saw the retirement
Hold on a
amount,
second, boom.
I saw the retirement amount, so I kind of like knew. I was listening to everything y'all said. I don't
I
say
understand.
much, but I try to
Well,
listen.
you're saying a
to
lot right now.
So I already knew.
You're making up for
I
it.
remember he had another check coming in. So I had already had all that in my mind when I was going
All
back.
right, hold on a second. I'm gonna finish. All right, so here's the thing, guys. She just said the most valuable thing I think anybody said all day, including me. The guy lied to her about how much money he was making. And she was bold enough to see the income statement or the bank statement, and it showed the additional income. I had a guy in my office one time, he had $4,800 in net income. And he wouldn't afford, he said he couldn't afford a $50 policy.
Wow.
$4,800 net. All right, well, Louis, you sold him, of course. No, I didn't sell him. Here's what I said. I said, well, let me ask you a question. Do you love your wife? He said, no. I asked him a question. Yes or no? He said, no, I don't love her. I don't love her wife. I said, how long have you been married? He said, about 29 years, but I don't want to be there. So now that's a different conversation.
You had to start thinking quick about something.
That's down the field right now. Okay? So here's what I told him, Tony. Get out of my office. Get out. He said, you're serious? I said, I'm dead serious. Get out. I don't do business in a person like that. I'm not going to, because if I write him up or talk him into it, he's going to cancel.
Yeah.
Guys, remember that we're selling legacy and we're selling love.
Right.
How do I show my family how much I love them is by how much insurance I buy. It's a sacrifice for all of us. Okay?
And Louis, sometimes what you have to do is anybody
Thank you,
doing
Monica. That's
that was a
great.
good job.
Good job.
Anybody doing a budget with their when you sitting down with people, Matt?
Yeah, we got
Is that
you.
it?
Yeah, we got
Sharon,
you.
Inga, okay, you got to do a budget
Got
because
to.
a lot of times people think they can't afford it, and they actually can.
And let me share something with you.
Sometimes you got to sit down and show them on paper that they actually can afford.
Let me share something with you. When they tell you what kind of income they got coming in, you ask them, is there any other income? Make them lie to you.
And I asked them, do your children help you out a little bit?
Yep.
Because a lot of times.
Do you got a side gig? Guys, I got a guy that really, that scenario I gave you about selling junk. I got a guy that makes about $3,000 a month under the table selling junk. He actually has a storeroom, a storage place that he keeps all his junk. He goes around these neighborhoods, pick up stuff, and then he sells it to you. I said, what are you making at? He said $3,000 a month. He got another couple thousand on Social Security. He's got another retirement. He's got another retirement. These people got money. You're just not bold enough to ask for it. And let me share something with you as we wrap up. If you guys don't stop selling these little penny, y'all listen up. If y'all don't stop selling these little penny ante sales, I'm going to call and get on your butt. Let me talk to you about something. No, Marion, you're wrong. You don't sell what you can. You're practicing malpractice and you're going to go to jail for that, Marion. Okay, here's why. If I sell you a policy, and I sell you a $2,000 policy, right? And you have another $2,000 policy, I've actually put you in a horrible situation. I put your family in a horrible situation. They got $4,000 and they need 10.
Nothing to do with $4 grand.
Exactly, nothing you can do with $4 grand. There is no, here's what Robert Shiver at Senior Life says. Anything less than $25 a month really does not have an economic impact on a family that makes a difference. If you're weak, you sell what you can. If you paid us some death claims, you sell what they need.
Absolutely.
Okay? I don't sell no $25 plan. Period. Marion, I get up and walk
I don't
out.
know what that is.
I walk out. I walk out. Now, the only time I'm going to sell a $25 plan, if their budget, that 5 to 7%, is $25. Now, here's the problem you got with that. $25, help me out. That means you're only getting $500 a month coming in. 5% of $500 is $25, right? I don't sell people that only get $500 coming in. Sure, I don't.
No, that's.
I don't. I go get some referrals on somebody that make a little bit more money. I want that business to stay on the books. Do you understand if somebody only has $500 a month coming in? You know there's probably a 90+% chance that policy is going to cancel.
Oh, I was just
You got no money. You don't live on $500 a month. So why am I going to put them in and I'm wasting their money?
Yeah.
Mr. Matt, you know what? Can your children help you out? See, that's what I do now. Can your kids help you out, sir? I understand that you're in a financial situation. Mr. Matt, let me ask you a question. Real talk. How old are you? 52. Have you thought about coming to work with us? We're definitely hiring. Hire his ass. Hire him. If he only has $500 a month Social Security check coming in because he's disabled, they will let him make $13,000 a year in this business and keep his $500 Social Security check. Hire him. Now, you're not getting a middle check, are you? I asked a guy the other day. This ain't no joke. I said, do you suffer from PTSD? I was looking to hire him. All right? And he was like kind of crazy. And I was imagining him blowing my brains out when I said the wrong thing. All right? But what I'm saying to you guys, when we're out there, we're looking for clients, referral sources, and agents. You guys are missing the boat. You'll knock on the door, Lee's door, and Sharaka Cook is at her granddaddy's house answering the door, and you won't say a word to her about getting in this business. Do you know I've made $130,000 this year off her team? $130,000 just off her team. And she answered the door and said, Papa, I ain't here. Okay, well, here's a card. Tell my kid, have a great day. Walk away. She was your biggest person in your business. You're making a mistake. You're out there. You got to be intentional, and you got to be cognizant of what's going on.
You gotta pay attention.
You got to pay attention. So you're going to knock on somebody's door this week, and it's going to be Sharaka Cook Jr., and you want to ask her, well, let me ask you a question. Hey, Miss Cook, what's your name?
Hey, Sharaka.
Oh,
What's your
my God,
name?
you're so beautiful.
Oh, thank you, sir. What's your name?
My name is Dr. Burns.
What you doing out here?
I was out here to see your papa. You said you wasn't home.
Yeah.
Okay, well, great. Your
I-
papa has sent some information into our company, and we help people with insurance. What do you do for a living right now? Just
I
real
work at the school.
quick. Okay. I bet you're making a lot of money at the school district.
Oh, really?
I heard that you can get rich. I heard you get rich working over there. Great benefits, I heard though.
Yeah, oh, you know, all right.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. And I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe in
Yeah,
happenstance.
me either.
Yep. I believe there's a reason we met. Do you ever look at any ways of increasing your income?
I sure do.
Well, great.
Looking for a way right now.
I have an email I can send you. Send an opportunity now. And boom, there you go. And boom.
And boom.
And boom. And we're gonna help them. Well, I don't know what to do with her. Get her on the phone with me. I know what to do with her. Excuse me, make sure I touch her arm, right? I know what to do with her. I know how to get her going in your business. Now see, one of the things you guys gotta do is move out my way. And let me help you. Let me build your team. Well, when I get stronger, I'm gonna build me. You're gonna walk past this girl right here, and this could be your $130,000. I'm not being negative. There's only a couple people in this room that have made $130,000 in this room so far this year. I'm one of them, and I kind of figured a couple more. Get yourselves out of the way. Quit overthinking this thing. Hire agents. Let me hire them for you. Get them into business. We will help you, Marion. You know that. Came down and sat on the stage to help you. We'll help you. Yes, sir.
My
Yes,
last
ma'am.
thing, and it does work, cause Miss Letitia, we're Facebook friends. She had posted, oh, I just passed my insurance test. I'll stick a message in the inbox, and she hit a day. right? We met one time.
Boom.
Facebook friends, one
And
time.
hold on a second, Monica. You've been with us for how long now? How long?
July 11th.
Hey, and so this is a guest of yours? With this lady over here?
No,
Or, who?
just Letitia.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
This lady right here. No, I'm looking at you. That's what's bad. I pointing at her. All right. So she's just got on board July, and she's already recruiting people. If some of y'all in this room that's been around for months and months, and you ain't got a guest in the room, ain't had no guest in a long time.
Ouch.
Yep. Just being honest with you. What makes Monica different? And let me tell you something. And that negative, she's never been in the insurance business. And most of y'all know 10 times as much as she does, but she got a guest in the room and you don't. Let me tell you a couple reasons why as I beat you up. Sharon. We're going to wrap up, guys. I'm just going to help you. 2 reasons why that you don't recruit people. Well, 3 reasons why. You're lazy. You're weak. Okay? Or you just flat out refuse to do it. I'm just not doing it. I don't care what Lewis says, I ain't doing it. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to run my system. When I'm ready to recruit, I'll recruit. When I'm ready to, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. You're going to fail. You're going to fail. You're going to walk right past your rocker, and that will change your life. Now, let me share something with you. People like that, they don't just jump in. It took me over a year to recruit her. But I'm okay with that. You think it was a good investment, Tammy?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, here's the deal. I've made more money off her team this year than I did the whole last year. I'm way ahead of the game. Way ahead. Guys, this is a business. You got to start thinking business minded. Okay? You got to get yourselves out of the way and quit overthinking this thing. If we're telling you, Rod does a call 7:30 Monday. Let's talk about this real quick. If you want to invite a guest, I want everybody to write down this number real quick. Please. Monday night at 7:30 p.m. See, I don't want you explaining how to do this thing. I want you to get a guest on the call and let him do it. Because see, here's why. They might ask you something or whatever, and you might not cover it well enough. He can cover it. All right, so the number is 641-715-3580. 641-715-3580. And then the code is 496-636. 496-636, and then you got to put pound behind it. Pound. The pound sign. Pound sign. Just got to hit pound. So you get it. 496-636 pound sign. What I want you to do is this. This is how you would do it. Tammy, we're friends, okay? And I'm calling you. Hey, Tammy, this is Lewis. How you doing?
I'm great, Louis. How are you?
Doing great. Did I catch you at a bad time?
No, actually, you called me at a great time.
Good. I'll be real brief. Hey, listen, I'm working with a company called Consolidated Planning here in Columbia. And right now, what they do is they help seniors with their financial matters. Y'all write that down? Help seniors with their financial matters. I came up with that, Tony. That's pretty good. Sit around, ain't doing nothing all day. Help seniors with their financial matters. Okay? And only quick question I have for you, are you looking for ways to increase your income?
I'm always looking for ways.
Fantastic. Listen, they're going to have a conference call at 7:30 on Monday.
Okay.
You got a pen and piece of paper? And then I'm going to give her the information. And then Monday at 5 o'clock, I'm going to text her a reminder. And then Monday at 7 o'clock, I'm going to remind her one more time. And then Monday at 7:29, are you on the call? $130,000 so far this year. You don't think I want her on the call? Single-minded focus. Run your business. She's a franchisee of my franchise. That's all. Oh, you making money off her. I am working my butt off to help her. You got to have that kind of mindset. Okay? And let me share something with you. I don't do anything that does not make me any money. Y'all got to stop. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Period. Especially stuff that's going to waste a lot of your time. Now, if you're doing stuff for your family, no problem. Taking your dad to the doctor, mom to the doctor. Now, here's what I would try to do. If I got other siblings, I'll ask them to do it. Marion, use Uber. Just use Uber sometimes. Uber. Don't let, I won't go into details on that. Use Uber. You know how many times I have done an Uber for somebody? You don't have to be there. You can do the Uber, send them to pick up a child at school. I'm talking about grown, older folks, not those young kids, of course. I'm talking about that teenager, 17 years old. You don't have to be at home at 4 o'clock. Let me tell you another mistake some of you guys are making too. Taking your kids back and forth to school. Do you know what we used to do to those kids that broke with their parents?
Yep.
You don't want to know what we did. We bring them in the bathroom, beat their ass. Oh, you rich. You want to brought you up, man? I had to ride the bus. I had to get up 6 o'clock in the morning, man. And before the guys around. Stop taking your kids to school. I'm telling you, y'all think I'm lying. I think I'm all right. You can't come to school with no car. I rode that crazy bus. Okay? I know we love our kids and we want to do everything. All right? We need some other advice. Help you guys out. We're going to wrap up. All right? You cannot be at every baseball game, every football game, every track game. Junior ain't getting no playing time, ain't got no playing time. Sitting on the bench. Oh, I'm supporting my child. No, you're ruining your business is what you're doing. You're running a business. When are you going to have time to work? Seriously. Here's what I did, Marion. I went to all my kids' baseball games. Lewis was the most horrible baseball. Where is he at? Lewis wanted to play baseball, right? I'm supporting that stupid stuff. All right. Lewis went the whole year ain't get a hit. Right. So, but here's the deal now. I would work all day. His game started at 7. I'd be there at 6:59. Right there, just running in. Just running in. Okay, his mama was there. If he played at the high school level, I don't need to be in the stand at 5 o'clock if the game don't start at 7. I'm going to be out there all day long. And then I've made enough money at the end of the game, he and I can go have some ice cream. Or I have to go get a soda, or go get a burger, or whatever it might be. So you got to get your mindset. You got to get your mindset. I'm doing this for them.
And Lewis, one thing I want to say is that, whatever your goals are, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you got to realize is that you may not be able to do that just working 5 hours a day or 6 hours a day.
No. You're lying to people.
That's what I said. You're not going to be able to do it.
You're not going to be able to do it. She said may. All right, if I go play golf and we do 18 holes, we're going to need about 6 hours. Because I lose every ball every hole. Me and Michael went to play golf the other day, guys. He lost 7 balls on 9 holes. Wow. 7 balls. All right, but here's my point. That's a hobby. We're not going to make any money. If you don't hit this thing sincerely, 8 to 10 hours starting out, if you're full-time now, make sure you understand that. If you're full-time. If you're not full-time, you're not full-time. But the days that I work and I have full-time days, you got a full-time job, right? But you do a rotating shift, right? On the days that you're off, you want to be in that field all day long and you want to make $1,000 so I can get you off that job. Because if you do that 2 or 3 days a week that you're off and you start making $3,000 a week and you do that for about 6 months, you ain't got no job. You quit. Because now you can work 4 or 5 days a week and now you make $5,000 or $6,000 a week. You got to understand the mindset.
Yeah.
Okay? So what I'm saying to you guys, just get serious about it. Don't waste your time on a lot of stuff. If they can't show you the money, if you're approaching something and somebody can't show you how much they're making, then you don't do business with them.
Yep.
Period. I don't do business with broke people that's trying to show me something. That's very dangerous. Now, if he's not doing it, then show me who's doing it. Okay, there are a lot of scams out here, guys. Okay, so let's say I'm recruiting you, right, but I'm not making any money. But my upline's making money. If I can't show you his money on what he's making, you need to run.
Yep.
I had a person, real quick story, I know we gotta go. Had a girl I was showing a house to. I have a real estate, like, don't sell no real estate, no money. This was 10 years ago. And I was showing her a rental property for a friend. I wasn't even trying to sell a house. And so I said, well, listen, have you thought about getting into the financial services business? Have you thought about doing it, whatever? I'm recruiting. And so she says, I'm already in. I was just about to talk to you about it. I said, who are you with? She goes, you said Prime America. I said, well, let me ask you a question. Are you making any money? She hesitated. I said, let me give you some advice, young lady. Don't ever try to get somebody into to something that you're either not making any money or the person you're working with not making any money. Don't do that to nobody. And you don't fake it till you make it. You don't lie about how much money you're making. Okay? You tell the truth. Okay? And here's what you do. You give them to me. You give them to me. You say, hey, look, I got a guy that made $50,000 since August 1st. And he says he's going to help me do the same thing. I want to get him on the phone. I know he's really busy. And you text me and you get me on the phone. That's how you do it. Sure, as we end, what we got left?
So guys, just make sure you got you some leads, have a place to go to work, and get out there and be relentless. Just try to help as many people as you possibly can. And for however long it takes.
You write 2 policies and that's all you write. One of those people die. And the company's got to pay out $20,000. Do you know that reflects on me? They look at your premium dollars and look at what we paid, and we don't know if we want. Insurance companies, if you have too many claims, they will cancel your contract. It's in your contract that they'll cancel it. So you got to write enough premium to sustain a death claim. Because remember what we're writing. We're writing older people that die for no reason. All right, just drop dead. So you got to, one of my competitors out there, if you're not writing $6,000 a month every month, they will terminate you. Now, we're not going to make our threshold that high.
It's 8,000.
Is 8 now?
It's 8.
Okay, 8,000. Lincoln Heritage. I don't mind telling who they are. If you want to go over there, buy. We got a better deal.
Bye, Felicia.
Okay, bye, Felicia. But what I'm saying to you, here's our position. Is that 8 times 12 is $100,000, $96,000, right? So if you have one $20,000 claim, they're still in a good position with the insurance company. It's got to be a beneficial type situation to everybody. And let me share something with you. What we find out, the people that come to training, on the calls, they complain the less. They're making the most money.
That's right.
Right, getting leads. You guys that tell me you ain't working no leads, you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that. Once again, what corporation or company in America allows you to come and tell them what you're going to start doing, what you're going to start doing? Because I'm not mad at you. I had a girl that says, Louis, I don't think this is for me. And she started giving me a bunch of reasons. I said, I touch and agree. Check your email. Exactly. It's not negative. People have put jobs before it. It's not negative. All right. We're good? We're good. All right, guys. Give yourself a round of applause. Have a great day. Introduce you to somebody you might know.